We're heading straight to Abosuokai. You know, GUTA has lamented the free fall of the cedi and what it means to their business. On our Citizens microphone today, we head to Abosuokai with the spare parts dealers. My colleague Sweetie Abochi is on hand. Sweetie, if you can hear me, please paint a picture for us of what you see on the ground.
This has dire consequences for economy. You'll agree with me that the transport industry or the transportation sector is one of the backbones of every economy, be it fuel that we're importing or parts of the cars. All these are heavily dependent on the purchasing power of our currency. And if the currency is not doing well, businesses are the ones who feel the pinch. Now, today we are at Abosuokai. When we talk about the transportation sector, I like to think that this is where everything happens. And we want to understand from the citizens how this is affecting them, what they would like to be done about it, and really just understand the real situation on the ground. Welcome. This is Citizens Microphone. If you'd follow me, let's first speak to some operators here at Abosuokai. Eja, good morning. And you have to, I beg your indulgence, we're going to be mixing the English language with the local dialects because these businessmen here are not very conversant with the English language. So, good morning. Thank you for agreeing to speak with us. Now, when's the last time I feel okay as a businessman?
Okay, well, business, we just say, yes, I has no. You don't import from outside the area about Yemaimu. Since you import who be here saying to me, Fire Sicano, and Quaman on it. You say, yes, yes, so I normally the call dollars. Now, dollar also a quinimpa, not affect you, Jumano.
Saying they affect him.
Okay, some said dollar no quinimua. You have a free to a guy or saying, shipment more, dollars. Duty dollars. What I say, no one can say coffee and say dollars. It's a cost raw. See the tibia importer no, no coffee the money buy no. And so no, he say, we bet me onion and sika no onion and faso. A bassa young retailers no. Never say yes so a TB tomb. Now market no, I slow. It's a dollar and a cost raw a buffalo one. No importers don't know you don't wash him. They say a crabby chimico. You have to say first no last 3-4 years no. Importers best at 10. And this time around no. Best 4 penny to even 10 umpono. Now imported bet to be fighting our container best about 6, 7, 8, and not 10 cry. This time around no. This is dollar now cost rentino. What all our 5 2 containers. It's a Panama business no say they form. They higher.
So he's basically, sum it up, he's saying that when the dollar goes up or when the cedi falls, they're unable to buy as much as they want to, and they're unable to even sell at the prices for which they can make profits. So if, for instance, you were taking 10 containers of products, goods, you cannot afford to even get as much containers as possible because your money does not have enough purchasing power to do that. Mpesa will breaking it down, mommy. And your money be senya, almost costing at some point, and then what's the cost now and the difference, so that we understand how real this situation is. Ebia parts maybe now they actually me say adie bi say na say.
For example, okay.
So we are going to his shop now so that he can actually give us a real feel of how this really works. I mean, it's not enough that we are saying that inflation is causing the hike in prices of these spare parts. We need to understand how much it used to cost at some point and how much it costs now so that we understand the real value of this price hike. Eja.
Oh, me patwa, okay, shock as over kitamia. Where matters to shock as over from import from Korea. First, now importers in the bar. Normally, they make 50 Ghana. You almost to the core outside Abosuokai and outside Accra. Near almost 70 Ghana. But see, I'm not say, $8 no across renting importers in the bomb demand 100. From 50 to 100. Imagine. Ben them to Maton.
So, this is a shock absorber. Yeah. And Tamina 50 cedis,
About 3 years ago, now 50 cedis.
So about 3 years ago, this was given to them at retail price for 50 cedis, and they used to sell it for 70 cedis. And now they're giving it to you at retail for 100 cedis. That is double the original price of how much it used to cost. Into see how Momo Tone is saying.
To see idea, Obiba, Matonabia 120, 130. Then Crown Puno, Sinabeya, Obiba Beto, Assam Cassie. Or bar open old price, no. I don't see my answer. It's the BI by my market, you better honey at for the coffee. If we go to better 1 week now, time there. Me, why you me, Wama, I'm a chop money. As a family man, I'm a transport, I'm in imagine.
Now, even aside the business, and the way the dollar is affecting you, as a married man with a family, like you said, first, nisika say na we to me feel okay. And as you see, no say na we difference ni saying.
First, na me hende Ghana. I need to me man me ku fie no na bibia okay. We feeding fee ni my free one. But see I 200. See I 200 na me every blessed day. Make it a car. Na me talk gas 50 Ghana from Kasoa to Accra. Say me talk 150 200. What I say from say me talk 150 200.
If Aban could hear you right now, then I'll be catching.
Oh, me who say anyone be brave or ha Aban be trying home baby. Your adibo Aban on to your home. Now anyone be brave or ha Aban be trying home baby. It must say Aban on $1 and say dollar ni e musika. It will quite be our move for me I have $1 number for no and they are ban us. And they almost some be trying home baby. Dollar no for one. Importers be trap for the public breed or no edgema. Your maboom be almost school almost street one on the penco for one edgema. But importers don't know get trash. True $1 no. Don't know get trash. It is a bank to me, my dollar no for one. Now importers don't do bad system anymore. But not for the public breed no edgema.
Yeah, that's it. So he was just lamenting that as a family man, he used to give his family just about 100 cedis for to keep the house, and now it's double that price. It's 200 Ghana cedis, and he's just appealing to governments that if there's anything they can do about it, then they should help them. It's been a while that we had a stable currency, and it doesn't look like the government has found any policy that can stabilize our currency. But there's another businessman here in Abosoka, and we want to hear what he has to say. Remember, this is Citizen's Microphone, so I'll let him tell the story. They all understand what's happening here this morning.
I am from Bush, my company in the Bush. Dollar no some no there a hard drink. Na a idea was on man, you know, I drink when you're quite be swat. You be far between me because who can find near my beer and check once a casino to see enough of rubber system. But $1 no a peja a cost rosa when you want crown to win tone. And then Nipana Babaton can be way. Scacrono to Upejanas are at the whole Baba so I want me to have a sank of another way be out or no between I and Adi and Ako. That is a wow crying man. Meanwhile, what's the sense canicus here? That's when your man won't win tone. That is a whole true. Oh, it is a dollar no dear a hard drink, a hard business mind for hard drink. Pa, until Okoya will be on between a fossil, a Boama dollar system. Obia Yana a hard drink. Into one in shop on my fossil.
Na spare parts n'nkwana affect mo na say
spare parts cry but the my say in this fine date. Just say bibi o ha me wo pa ma cry o you know me cry spine date wo enti spine date wo egudemo edu time me you know encrofo dey short to kakra rank we say dollar na asan pejai me wa ye nto me cry me say tiso aboka o enti wudum say ade na me cry no say 40 feet na me cry na me twin krabium say me tiso say ma bi say me de kwakoma o me tiso kra enti dem bi because ade na dollar na me say no kra me say say akoso anka chese nka be wo say nka me tom na me tom anipa na e ba beto ade no.
Right. So not only are they unable to buy their goods, the citizens, regular, ordinary Ghanaians, transport operators are unable to purchase these goods because of the hike in prices. Now, recall that the various transport unions were threatening to increase transport fares, and this gives us a sense of why they are doing that. Because if they have to buy these parts that they need for maintenance to be able to run their businesses at double the prices, and fuel prices are also going up, don't forget that. So at what point do they reconcile the business they're doing, make some profits, and then live some sort of comfortable life? But stay with me for a second. We're going to the other side of the shop now, where so this is the man I'm looking for. Policeman. Yeah, that's to say by waji dollar same we are yeki. Well, colleagues, they've told us about how it is affecting their businesses. But as an individual, apart from a juma na wo ye wa ha say no saying na se dollar no e kosoro e affect wo life
dollar no e kosoro e manema no bo eden is anema oton no e bia 50 Ghana no is could do be 2 million because dollar kosoro is dollar say 15.1 say mubu no
14.80
15.1 is say and auto and fem bono a 15.3 how much percentage because $10,000 bia na and $1 bibi on je mu yi $10,000 bia and $1 to so 15 you bro number 15.3 o ko for the man frɛ bo kyerɛ ba du ti obetua abeka adwuma no emfa kora utu de man say utu a o de esu ora to so esu tamba enima no obi aba ehu hwe aban no be hwe a dollar no nko hu ye pa na e say nko hye yen adwuma nyina egu e say abuso kan fom emma nya yam na aye emma ska fo nyina ba fom empanifo nyina yan kwara e say u say abuso kan ya container bia wa bon container ba ko na tu so ko ba first na every day container ba bebre ti aban no hwe dollar na adwuma no anam na fom dollar no ye na say obi aje adwuma avec le petit choc à côté fille cause
so just to summarize or interpret, he's saying that there was a time that you'd see containers here every single day of loading goods because the business is booming. Now you hardly see any container. And I mean, from my own observation, I haven't seen any container here. It's been 2 weeks, like he's saying, and there's only been one container here to offload goods. One, because they can't afford to be buying goods, and two, their customers and clients cannot afford to buy these goods. So this is how it ricochets into various businesses, because if your transportation system or transportation is so expensive, you're tempted to also increase your prices of the various goods and services that you apply so that you can also make some profit. But we'll speak to one last person before we go. Citizens microphone, we have to let the citizens talk.
So nyangopa mo autos kan auto adia to bank edi 2 weeks ya uskashi
how do you mean?
Dollar no every 13.5 14 15 say 15.2 and money for the dollar na e ton fa o to dollar to 15.2 for transfer tafe company we kwa nyi enko bank of Ghana twa bank transfer dem em bank of Ghana na juma no ni nim do na ye adwuma one down nim do so one do so obi di do na ye transfer we twam obi transfer anko obi no ska be fa ko fa don o say would $15.3 $1 tino adwuma no say no o to de man to aboka usika she ti bank of Ghana no one down on sorry.
If the Bank of Ghana is sleeping, they should wake up. Those are his final words. And the policeman speaking here. Thank you, policeman. So he's saying that you can't even plan because the fluctuation is just so. You simply cannot plan. One day you wake up and it's 13 cities. The next morning it's 14 cities. The next morning it's 10 cities. And so you don't even know how much money you should. Don't forget that the cedi's performance against these major currencies determines our purchasing power. So if you don't know for sure how much you need to be able to purchase your goods to, so that your business can go on, then you're at a loss. One last person, and then we can wrap up this conversation on the AM show. Eja Michao, what are you saying?
Me how on say, senior me penny policeman kayen. Maybe $1 no kono. Omo no mo kra nyoma. Ayensu yedidi omo ne ase asabi. Yen kakra eden eton. Sisi anope wo ba ehwe. Nka ba this time ka ha nyina nka ha yema. Even container kura be ba 1 month 2 weeks. Na nipa ba kwa yi container ba ko. Dollar ne de ha importers no. Nti ya pomo chew. Omo nhwe mayen. Because the dollar no kosoro abibia kosoro. Ukoma kata wa woni sese de ekọ nti yesre no obo no ho modern but on yire no ho na senior dollar ne kọ no o ma ne mbra fom eba fom a importers no so mo beto mo ba sese ba bia dollar ne kọ no akosoro dodo nti yesre mo ye pom chew o mo hwe ne mbra fom man.
Well, he's also just adding his voice to the call that if there's anything that the government or the Bank of Ghana can do about the situation, then they should help them because the people are feeling the pinch. All these businesses, don't forget that the ordinary tomato seller in the markets, when he or she goes to the markets, they have to ensure that they're making some profit, you know. So if you're buying things that used to cost like 20 cedis, and you go and sell it for 25 cedis, and now you come to the market and it's 40 cedis, then you also have to increase it to make some profit. And that's how come everything seems to be so expensive. Remember the man saying that he used to just give his family 100 Ghana cedis? Today, what's 100 Ghana cedis do for you? I'm looking for one more person, and then we can wrap up this conversation. Well, we cannot find that person, but I think that's all time will allow us to do. This is the Citizens Microphone on the AM show. We will bring you more in our subsequent bulletins when we've caught up with all the people who want to speak to us concerning the depreciation of the cedi and our purchasing power as it stands now. Thank you for watching. For Joy News, I'm Sweetie Aboshi. Over to you, Benjamin.
Well, that's from the streets of Abossey in Accra Central, if you like, the situation on the ground, from the lips of those feeling the crunch. Well, stay with us. We'll be back with more conversations right here, and likely we'll also bring you into the conversation by activating the phone lines at some point. We'll be right back.